Everyone, you are watching Rob's Metalworks, and tonight we are here once again in the Rob's Metalworks studio to bring you the biggest and brightest here from our city. And yes, tonight we have the man at the helm, the king, yes, the mastermind, multi-instrumentalist and producer, my friend, the legend, Mr. Bryan Eckermann is back on the show. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back for, I count the fifth time, maybe the sixth time.
Oh, man. You know why? Because you just keep doing good shit, bro. Your music is the elite in our city. And you know, whenever you release a new record, I just got to talk about it because I'm a fan of it. And I'm spinning it. And Bryan Eckermann is always on the brain.
I mean, I got too many riffs. What can I say? There's like 2 or 3 projects that aren't even out yet that are already in progress.
Slow down, Eckermann.
One step ahead.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But you know, yeah, man. I mean, I'm just a fan, bro. And you know, when I hear your records, they really touch me because I'm a metal fan. I love all the technicality and the brutality that you're doing, all the sonic landscape. And now at this point in your career, you know, you're 25 years in. Can you believe that?
I mean, shit. I mean, maybe like 26 years because I think I started playing guitar in 1999.
Yeah.
And I just started writing right away.
Yeah,
so
you're in deep, my friend.
To think about how many songs I've probably written is in the thousands.
And you know, just like with everything that we do, we just get better and better at what we do. And you are really, I feel like, are at the cusp of writing and producing. And you're a one-man show. You do it all, and we're going to talk all about that. Now, I'm not going to start this interview talking about and rehashing all your early beginnings, because we've done that already. And for all you people out there around the world who are watching tonight and want to find out about the history of Bryan Eckermann, then please go back and watch our previous interviews. You can find them on YouTube and on Facebook. Tonight, we are here primarily to promote and discuss your latest release, the 9th full-length release for Bryan Eckermann, the solo artist. Now, everybody knows that you do Scars, you do Mythologic, you used to do Wings of Abaddon, and now, you know, of course, you have your solo work. This is your 9th full-length solo album, bro. Wow.
I mean, I freaking blinked and I went from like 3 to 9. But I mean, there's been a shit ton of growth over each album, I feel like. And somehow it's only really been 10, 11 years of me doing officially a solo project, even though I was doing it for many years before that. But I feel like the last decade has been a lot of hard work, a lot of growth, and I'm really happy where I'm at now. And I feel like I can achieve my visions without as much fault as before. You know, I look back on some of those early albums and I'm like, they're not perfect. The mix was kind of shit on some. Mm-hmm. The playing was a little shit. But I'm to the point now where I've got to where I can eliminate all that. And I feel like the last 4 albums for sure, I don't even look back on those bad at all, even over multiple years now. It's like I hit the perfection mark in my eyes, and now it's just executing.
You know that I loved Zycodia. I love the Plague Bringers. I love the Seventh Sin. My poster I keep up there. You're always in here, Bryan. You know, and I'm just a fan, bro. And I think you're right because I don't use the word mastermind with a lot of people, but when I think about you, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy can do whatever he wants. He can write whatever he wants. And I'm glad that you just shared what you just did about, you know, being happy and content with where you're at now as a musician, because I call that self-actualization. Self-actualization meaning like, I am who I am, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm doing it well.
And there was some years, namely like after our first interview when we did Haunting at Helmbrook interview, that album, I still really love it, but it is it's got some flaws in the mix, mainly not really the playing, but there was a lot of self-awareness of my faults back then, right after that, and what I needed to grow on and mixing. And when we did the first Scars of the Flesh album, I spent 6 months mixing that one album because I was like, I need to jump over this hump.
Right.
And ever since then, it's all come together a lot more fluidly, as you can hear. And if you listen to my entire catalog from like 2017 on, they have a more of a certain sound now. And I haven't necessarily changed the sound other than just perfecting it each time just a little bit better. So that helps in the writing process too, because I don't spend as much time over analyzing mixes anymore. It's just small tweaks, and I know what I want from the get-go.
And I think it's important to note for all the people who are maybe learning about you through this chat tonight that regardless of what you do, whether it's your solo work, Wings of Abaddon, whatever you're doing with Mythologic or Scars of the Flesh, that you are the man. You're recording, producing, engineering, writing. You do it all. You're doing everything with all those projects. You are the man.
Yeah, I mean a bit.
And not to take away from all the other people who help you contribute, for example, with Mythologic and Scars, but not to take away from those peeps, but you are the man. You are the mastermind.
Scars is the biggest collaboration of all the projects, like where we really want to get it to where everybody is
contributing
pushing.
A little bit.
Yeah, and it's always been me and Derek writing for all the years, and me and Kobe. We got a long history of writing with Wings, even when I was in Cerebral.
Yeah.
And when I write with Kobe, it is like the most seamless process ever.
Yeah.
Even though we don't do it very often, it's been actually a while since we did a new recording at my house, but it always just goes seamless.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I recorded for Kobe was him guest singing on some stuff he's just released, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Derek. Derek, if you're watching this tonight, much love and respect out to you, man. I know that you contribute to Scars, and I look forward to maybe one day even chatting with you about your musical endeavors. Let's talk about why we're really here tonight to promote your latest record. Like I said, the ninth full-length solo album for Bryan Eckermann called The Fall of Heaven. And thank you, Bryan, for bringing me this beautiful CD. It's so cool, and I'm so happy. I don't have a CD player in the MetalWorks room.
Who does anymore?
I know, right? But I have a laptop that has a CD player in it. So I can put this CD in my laptop, upload it into my iTunes, and then, of course, digitize it and put it on my phone and wherever. So thank you so much. I remember when you sent me The Fall of Heaven, I think it was back in May, maybe about a month before the record dropped. And, whenever I get stuff from you, I get a little giddy because I'm like, oh, shit, man, I know this is going to be cool. I know your vibe. I know your style. And when I heard this record, I was like, oh, yeah, this record to me stands apart from what you've done in the past. It's like its own thing. Now, you can tell when I listen to it because I'm a fan. I know it's a Bryan Eckermann record. But then later on when you were telling me like, oh, yeah, Rob, this was a record that I wrote 20 years ago, and I held on to these tracks. And for whatever reason, you might want to share, but for whatever reason, back 20 years ago, you didn't release these tracks. And now, because of where you're at professionally and technically, you're able to recreate these songs and deliver them as The Fall of Heaven. So talk a little bit about that. Why did you decide to kind of bring these songs out from, the early 2000s into now?
Well, it started as a small idea, I can say, because my album release planned for next year has been complete for a while, which is going to be a big ordeal, which it's the return to Helmbrook. So I spent months and months and months perfecting.
Oh gosh.
This. Yes.
See, I'm gonna have to have you back on the show next year.
Yes, because
to talk about that.
That is the pinnacle of my solo music. I can say without a doubt it's the best album I've ever done. But I've had that done, but it has to be 2026.
And I want you to tell the people, because we're such good friends, that I'm the only one that has Haunting Helmbrook remastered, remixed
okay, so
edition.
that's also going to come is
the
Haunting
red
at
edition.
Helmbrook, the first version remastered, because the big hump in my mixing came after that. So I want to make that album match the new one.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to get 2 albums next year. You're getting Haunting at Helmbrook 1 again, better, and Return to Helmbrook. But that being said, so once I finished Return to Helmbrook, I wasn't fully musically spent, but the story was done and the music was done. And I'm like, okay, I got to wait a year, like a year and a half to release this? What the fuck am I going to do? And then I started kind of tinkering around with like doing a best of idea, like bring out some old songs, remix those, put them all together. And I got pretty far into doing that, and then I don't want to do this. So I was digging through old demos one night, drunk, stoned, whatever, and I came across these Fall of Heaven demos, which in their 2004 version were guitar off of a little Zoom pedal recorded to just a basic drum beat. And I would just play and I'd sing into the guitar pedal. So it sounded so nasty.
But it was like a recording of.
I have them.
I could
put them out, but they sound like shit.
No.
You probably wouldn't want to hear them.
No.
But anyways, so I redid one of those songs, and I had this new idea where maybe I'll do an EP. So a collaboration of maybe a few unreleased things. I had done a few covers that I had not released yet. That the Piss Christ cover that me and Kobe did, that was going to be like part of the EP. Mm-hmm. And then I've done another cover of a Savatage song. I still haven't released that.
Wow.
But it's done. This is sitting on my computer. But anyways, so it was a plan for like a 5 to 6 song EP. Mm-hmm. And I redid one Fall of Heaven song, Death by Dream, which you commented specifically. You were like, that fucking song, dude. And so that's the song that turned the tide towards, we're doing this EP. And I did Death by Dream.
Yeah.
And I heard it and I was like, oh my God. Like,
I can't stop. I got to keep going.
No, I could not believe how good it came out from a demo form to this final form.
Right.
And then I was a little curious, like, well, let me hear one more. I'm going to do one more. And I still was in EP mode. I was like, one more.
One more.
All right. And I did, I want to say Deafening Silence. And then I knew, I was like, okay, I can hear the vision already for this whole Fall of Heaven thing to actually take form.
Was it called Fall of Heaven initially or no?
Fall of Heaven, the Fall of Heaven.
And we're going to talk about the concept of Fall of Heaven.
So that has a long history, and it did start with those initial demos, and then we carried it through into my first band, Blessed Agony, where it transcended my original solo stuff. It went into Blessed Agony, became a whole other album where there was like some riffs and one song kind of similar.
Sure.
And I have that recorded too in a demo form, never released it, and Fall of Heaven never happened. So coming back to it full circle from the beginning and hearing it, I'm like, okay, this concept and everything about it has played such a big part in my growth that I need to put it out. I need to put some version of it out that represents how big of a part of my life it was. And so after recording those 2 songs, I just kind of knew at that point I need to follow this through. And so I grinded it out.
Go all the way.
I went straight into it. Like, that point was work hard on it. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I recorded all the songs, added lots of backing tracks that weren't there before, made them like really bombastic.
And the drums.
And the drums that weren't there before, I wrote those. And then I honestly, the album was perfect, but I had that song, A Darker Gray, that I had put out a few months earlier.
It was a single, right?
Yeah, and that really had like no place. Track. So yeah, I decided to throw that on there too.
Yeah.
And it fit the vibe, the lyrical vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Just maybe a little bit faster.
And that was released, just for the people, that was released in February of 25.
Yeah, that was supposed to be my birthday song. I think I put it out on my birthday on YouTube, and my fucking distributor fucked me for like a month on getting it on Spotify.
Oh, man.
So that was my birthday present to myself.
Goddamn,
to give you guys a song.
That's great, man. So it evolved into what now is on that CD, 12 tracks, full-length record. So for all you people out there, take a good look at the cover work for The Fall of Heaven. It is already out. It came out on June 13th, 2025. You can find it on all your music media outlets. Be sure to jam it right after you watch this interview. Go download it and check it out. You're gonna fucking love it if melodic death metal is your vibe. And I want to make one small note. Go for it.
So the last second to last track, Requiem, that was written by my brother Scott, and
who also did keyboards on the record.
Just that song. So back in the day when I was writing the original demos, me and him would jam a lot. And, he just had these old school Casio keyboards, and he would play piano, and I would play guitar to his piano tracks. And that was one of the ones we laid down on a demo form, but it had guitar on it too, which was completely unnecessary.
In all the years I've known you, I don't think you've ever mentioned him.
I have not, but...
Is he your older brother, younger brother?
Yes, older. But he's a
musician as well.
He's really good at playing piano, though he's a little on and off with playing all the time.
Yeah,
but he always had great ideas, and that was one of the ones we had recorded. So I ended up eliminating my guitar from it because the keyboard was all that was needed.
So the keyboard was a solo.
Yeah, and I added some like strings in the background.
Yeah,
just give it a little atmosphere, and I left it as that on this new version. But it's kind of an homage to our old recordings we were doing as well.
Nice.
And to let something that he did that I thought was amazing have a place on an album.
Nice. Well, as with all your records, the record sounds wonderful on the stereo. I love to jam it. And when we partake after this interview, I'm gonna put it on because I want to hear it in the Rob studio. The first single was Deafening Silence, which is the second track. I love the opening track, Weaving Sorrow, kind of like this little intro leading into the record. And one of the things that I had been thinking about all week as we prepared for this interview, and as I started tonight's conversation, I said, this record stands... differentiated from what you've done in the past, because I just feel like I could put this record on in the morning when I'm getting dressed and just let it roll, and it's so like melodramatic. It is like a very...
That's actually the perfect word for it.
Calm fucking writing, this sonic wave of heaviness and drama, and it's so like surreal and serene too. And I thought when I first got the record, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, the first track's like that. But it's the whole record, bro. The whole record's like that. And I thought, wow, this is fucking cool.
I mean,
I don't know. And then I thought, Bryan Eckermann must have been kind of like in a mellow kind of mood or feeling kind of emotional or, in that place where this is what came out. So talk a little bit about that, because to me, that sticks out the most.
Yeah, and I can agree. It is like, of my 9 albums so far, this one's probably like the furthest in a difference. It has its own thing. The only other similar one would be The Final Eclipse, which also was some of the stuff written back then, the Winter's Plague one. Mm-hmm. But back then I had this want to do kind of 50% clean guitar, 50% heavy. It was going to be a half and half, a mirror thing. And I also had this affinity in around 2003, 2004 for playing clean solos, but making them complicated. So that was another weird thing that I really don't do anymore, but I wanted it to be a big part of it because that's how the songs were written. So I had to relearn how to play like that, which was not easy at all. Like I'm playing some of those parts, and I'm like, why is a clean solo harder than a fucking heavy solo?
Right.
But the other thing I would say about Fall of Heaven that separates it from, like, say, Plaguebringers. Plaguebringers has some fast tempos.
Yeah.
Fall of Heaven is very dramatic, slow tempos. I'd almost call it, in some ways, a slightly doom record until A Darker Gray comes in. That separates it back into more similar to my nowadays stuff. But a lot of the tempos are slower, more doomy, allows for a lot of atmosphere, keyboards. I drew out the vocals more with less words is more, let everything breathe. And the concept also
let's go there.
Is a very desolate image. It's
despair.
It's literally about a guy who dies. He's probably been like the most religious person ever, and he's like, yay, I'm going to heaven.
Right.
And he gets to heaven, and he looks around, and it's like this cover
This
art
guy right
here,
here.
and he sees this barren fucking black and white wasteland, and he's like, what happened? Where's this heaven that I thought I was going to?
It's a barren wasteland.
And so, I mean, I never really go into detail about that, but maybe heaven had some kind of war, and it's just
who knows
the remnants. But he goes there, and he's just left in this purgatory of emptiness, which you can hear in the music.
Sure.
It is his reflection upon himself of kind of, did I cause this? Was this just inevitable? Did my life mean anything if I lived it to this code, and this is where I'm at? Like, it's just a whole lot of fucking emptiness, and I've felt that way sometimes in my life, but it's funny, but when I listen to the music, it actually is the opposite effect on me. It makes me feel better about daily life. It is not that bad.
Right.
But I don't know how that is that I write this super freaking depressing music, and then somehow it has a positive effect on me.
I kind of feel like we when I say we, I mean like the human race is in a place now as we enter, the first quarter century, as we end out the first quarter century of the new millennium, where there is a huge awakening now, and people are questioning their own spirituality, their own belief in religion or heaven, and realizing that, the universe is a far more complex place. And that includes, us as individuals. And when I say that, I mean our souls, as people,
And in some ways, the universe doesn't give a shit about you particularly. You're just a speck of fucking dirt. But I mean, it can go good for you. It can go bad for you. That's like the thing that is unknown. Like, we can only just try our best. And we're just here to do what we do. Like, I'm here to, somehow along the way, I felt like playing music felt right. And I'm here to write music. And I like doing it. I like hearing it. So I hope other people like hearing it.
I believe the universe hears every individual, and we create our own destinies. We create our own lives. You know, if we believe positive, good things, and positive, good things will happen. You know, and if we believe negative, you know, and you're always bitching and complaining and being negative and thinking negative things, like I'm not going to get the job or whatever, then that's what's going to happen to you. So we create our own destinies. That's what I believe.
That too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Poor guy.
That poor guy on the
What happened to him after he found out heaven was a wasteland?
He got stuck there for all of eternity.
All of eternity. Yeah, no, that's great because, and I love that theme because when you hear this record, when you just listen to this record, that's what it sounds like. It's so cool, man. I love it, and I've listened.
But that's also why A Darker Gray, the final track, fits so well with this album. Like the chorus line.
But The Darker Gray was the only track not from that era.
It was not. But
Yeah.
the chorus says, once more into the fray, reality becomes a darker gray. It's just like that guy from The Fall of Heaven was the visual point for A Darker Gray without knowing it.
Right.
It's the same exact lyrical concept. I just didn't know I was writing it. And then once I put two and two together, I'm like, well, fuck, this is literally meant for this album.
Right. So throw it in there.
Throw it in there.
Yeah. I
Bonus
mean,
track.
sometimes, you know, I think sometimes bands will release like a single, and just because of the, you know, the mindset of the music industry these days, where, you know, it's so, you know, you have to consistently put things out, you know, every 3 months or 2 months or whatever. And it sucks sometimes, I would think. You know, I'm not a musician, but I would think if you put a single out and then, you know, 2 months later, it's already gone and forgotten, you know. So I'm glad you gave A Darker Gray a new life. I want to also go back really quick. I know I said this earlier, but you record, engineer, produce, mix, master, all your own stuff. And I think, you know, I know that you have garnished a great amount of respect and love for your work on the back end from musicians and your peers alike, not only in our own San Antonio scene, but in our region. Talk a little bit about Bonespill, what we call Bonespill Recordings, which is your place. You've become just so good at what you do. And talk a little bit about working on your own stuff, of which I know, you know, I don't know how this woman puts up with you because you're always fucking working. And I'm talking about Bryan's wife, Cassie. She's here tonight. Thank you for coming tonight, Cassie. It's great to have you here. And I hope you come back again. But I can just imagine that you work all the fucking time, at all hours of the day and night, and you know, on your music, because I know that's who you are, bro. I know that's your passion. But I know too that you've also recorded and engineered other bands too. So if there's any aspiring young cats out there who you want your shit to sound good, then you may want to consider contacting Bryan, and we can fit you in. Maybe he can work with you too. So but at the same time, you know, I know that you're super busy. You don't always have time to do your own stuff, much less work on other people's stuff. So basically what I'm asking is, what is your approach with Bonespill Recordings? How do you want to manage that?
Time management is very difficult at times, which is partially why with like a new job I took, I had requested just to work 4 days a week because I want a little extra time to push Bonespill as a thing than I did in the past. Like, give it its chance. So this year in particular, I made several, like, Facebook posts or whatever, being like, hey, here's my services I can offer. I can help. And I did help numerous bands record so far. I've been helping Nevelum, which is a local band. I freaking love Nevelum.
I'm glad you work with Nevelum because those guys are great.
They are great.
They just needed that back end.
And their music is complicated. It is never an easy task. Like, seriously. But I freaking love the final products when they come out, and I hope that the guys love what I do for them. At least from what they tell me they do.
Right.
I helped Randy's other band and Jonathan's band, Fluxus Mortis.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you this downstairs. Speaking of Fluxus. And Randy, I know you're going to watch this interview, Randy. And, Randy's always been a big supporter of Rob's. I've always supported him and his Strike Down Productions. Randy, we're going to get Fluxus on Rob's. I just want you to do another record.
Yes, please.
I need you to do another record. The debut was good, but I think when the next one comes out, it's going to be better.
At least from what I know,
and then you'll be ready.
They're working on it.
Good.
And I hope that they ask me to help again because that was a pleasure. I love their music. I love symphonic black metal. And Jonathan's a freaking genius musically.
He's a mad genius.
He is. Like,
scary sometimes.
Drummer, guitarist, clean vocals, heavy vocals. He can do fucking everything. Bass. He did bass on the early Nevelum songs I did.
Did you hear? This is what I was going to ask you. Did you hear that that Alan DeLeon Jr. did the show with them?
Low battery. Please charge.
Oh, God. Did you hear about that?
I had heard that. And I was asking because I know Chris from Nevelum had helped for a show or two. And I was like, well, like, what's the deal? Like, who's joining?
Right.
And I saw that he
You know who that cat is? He plays with Hellstar now.
Yeah, I watched that interview. That was good.
Yeah, that kid.
He's a great guitarist. I have not met you, but you fucking shred, bro.
Alan, you need to meet Bryan Eckermann. Yeah, Alan is an amazing young man.
He makes it look too easy, though.
But
it's not.
His dad's this is why he's so good. His dad's a guitar player, a good guitar player, and so he grew up playing guitar because of his dad.
Is it something in the DeLeon name? Because Mike DeLeon freaking...
his dad's name's Alan DeLeon Sr.
Freaking disfigured.
I don't know.
Phil Anselmo.
I don't know. Yeah, Mike DeLeon. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is there something in the name?
I don't know. No, but this kid, Alan, is he has the potential to be something big and prominent in the future.
Well, he's already in Hellstar.
He's already in Hellstar.
That's something on your resume, right?
He's a young man, and
honestly, as great of a guitarist as I feel I am at my stuff, you asked me to play some Hellstar shit, and I'd be like, oh, fuck you, Larry. God damn. Why do you make it so fucking hard?
This is the thing, though, Brian. This is the thing. Alan is a shredder and a player. Okay, this is how I look at guitar players. Alan is a young man. He's a shredder and a soloist. And sure, I can be in Hellstar. You, my friend, are a songwriter, a composer. Yeah. That's with your guitar. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. Now, when you can combine the two, now you shred. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're not
in my own way.
In your own way, you don't shred like Alan does, but you shred in your own way. And when I think about guitarists who are songwriters and soloists, I think about guys like Mark Tremonti. I think about guys like Eric Peterson. And then on the and not to be negative, but on the other side. When has Alex Skolnick ever fucking released a solo record?
My thing would be John Schaefer from Iced Earth.
There you go.
Big influence
there
on
you
me.
Go.
Never really played leads, but that dude can write a fucking song.
But he's the mastermind.
He is the mastermind.
He is the mastermind. Band. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So when Alan DeLeon Jr. can say, I can write a record, these are my songs, That's a different thing. Yeah. Then
he'll
he
get
adds.
there.
He'll get there. Then he adds to his portfolio. And I'm not sure if you saw. You said you saw the interview, but he mentioned in our interview that he plays in another like a power metal band
with the singer from Crimson Glory.
Yeah,
Travis. I don't know Travis, but I like his vocals.
Yeah,
the Infidel Rising.
Yeah.
I heard about it.
Yeah.
So I'm versed in my metal, although I don't. Some of these people I'm not friends with, but I would gladly be friends with them. I'm just not the kind of guy to be messaging and be like, "Hey, bro."
Yeah. Well, you can use Rob's as the connection. Say, "Hey, man, I saw your interview on Rob's. Yeah. Seemed like a cool dude." Rob says you're a cool dude.
I mean, I love Crimson Glory. Fucking love them. So
do they still wear the masks? I'm only gonna like them if they wear the masks.
They have these new metal.
If they don't wear the masks, I'm not following.
Did you not see the footage? They have these like new little metal pieces. The singer's got this thing where it's like it's not a mask like the old days, but it's a new version, and I like it.
Oh man!
So I'm excited for new Crimson Glory.
Oh man, that's you and I can talk all day about metal bands. And we've been talking about metal bands.
I'm a fan okay.
Of course.
I fucking love music, and that's why there's so much that inspires me. That's why I have a never-ending influx of inspiration because I like so many bands, and every time I hear an album I like, I'm inspired by it. I'm not trying to copy them, but sometimes maybe they play a riff in a certain tempo, and I'm just like, oh shit, I hear something.
Or a tuning or whatever.
And then when I lay it down, it's something totally different.
Yeah.
So,
Bryan, as we get near the end of this interview, I mentioned this earlier in passing. I said 25-year career already. And so I want to talk a little bit about your legacy because who knows when it's going to be all said and done for Bryan Eckermann. Not that it's near, but when you think about all the things that you've done in the last couple decades, what do you think? How do you reflect on that?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'll sit there at night and I'm like, wow, I've come so far. Like, where do I go from here? What do I do? Or do I keep going? Is it even worth it? Kind of thing. But at the same time, I think at some point, there was times where I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm going to quit, Like 10 years ago, I think was a big hurdle to get over. And I think a 10-year point is, for a lot of people, it's a hurdle. Mm-hmm. When you've come so far and maybe you're not successful. Maybe you're not making a living. And then at that point, you have to say to yourself, well, why am I doing this? Like, am I trying to make a living, or am I doing it because I like it?
Right.
And I think, at least for me, working on music at home, writing music, I love it. I love helping other bands. And when it comes to playing the live shows, is a bit of 50-50 where I love it and I hate it at the same time, but I'm still trying to push along. That's where the age kind of comes in, though, when you're feeling it, when you're trying to move fucking cabinets and drums and this and that and driving and merch up the stairs and all this.
You're not eating well.
Yeah, fuck that. But I'm still doing that, at least for as long as I'm willing to. And I think that deep down, I'll keep writing music until my end, just because
for sure.
That's what I like.
Even if you don't even have to do shows or go out on tour or anything. Just write music.
I think I'll continue writing music long after I'm done playing live.
Sure,
just because it's the part that I like the most.
Sure. Well, after 4 Wings of Abaddon records, 3 Scars of Flesh records, 2 Mythologic records, and 9 Bryan Eckermann records, You've pretty much have left a recorded legacy that will live in the cloth of Texas metal forever, bro. Forever. Long after we're gone. You and I are gone.
I hope so.
People will be talking about Bryan Eckermann for a long time.
I hope so.
And we continue to further immortalize you through video interviews like this, bro. So I'm, every time, I never think like, whenever you release a record, I never think like, oh, I already interviewed Bryan Eckermann. I think like, oh yeah, I want to interview him again because I want to fucking, continue to dig deep with this man and talk about his music because I'm just a big fan of it, and I have been for a long time. You know that. You know that. All right, Bryan. I want to, before we end out too, you reminded me as you talked about the nuances of touring. You did the tour with Scars, right? What was it called? The 10 cities?
No, we did the Tex. What was it? Fucking.
Wasn't that tour with Chironex?
Yes, I can't remember the name of the fucking tour.
Yeah,
now.
that's what it was called. It was like 10 cities.
No, that was the cerebral one.
Oh, okay.
The intensity in 10 cities.
Intensity.
I made those flyers.
Yeah, okay.
The breakdowns and back roads.
Okay, there you go.
We didn't break down in the van though.
You know what?
I didn't know if it was breakdowns like musical breakdowns or breakdowns as in the van's gonna fucking break down.
You're not gonna believe this, but I remember when you were on that tour and people were posting about it, and I saw your post, and I was like, man,
fucking Krusty's Adventures.
Eckermann, yeah, Krusty.
I should have brought him.
You should have brought him. And I was like, oh, these guys are partying, and the Chironex guys are fucking young cats, so I can imagine those fucking guys want to party every fucking night, and I'm like, oh man, Eckermann's fucking having a great time, and he's suffering at the same time.
I only suffered when I got back, really.
Oh man,
to be honest, it was just.
What was that like though? What was the tour like?
The tour was cool. I mean, obviously, Scars of the Flesh. Like, we want our name to be known more, but we have to realize that we're not there yet. So our expectations can be such that, hey, every show should be packed, whatever. But we're not there yet. So we got to go spread the fucking metal.
Sure.
And so at some point, I was just like, that's what we're here to do. We're just here to spread the music, and that's why I made a lot of Bonespill compilations. I was just handing them out on tour.
That's cool, man.
I was like, spread the fucking
Check
music.
it out. Yeah.
You want it, you can have it. And I'll hopefully leave my mark here. And if you guys need help from here in your local scene, you hit me up, and I will help you. But that was kind of what it turned into, where, money-wise, we probably didn't do the greatest,
sure.
But it was fun, and we made new fans, and we did our best at every show we played, and it would be fun to do again. The only shitty part is coming back and going straight to work.
Oh, God.
Because fuck that. Like, I was tired. I could have used 3 days to just chill and detox a bit, but I went straight back to work, and then I had some projects to work on as well, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired.
It never ends, my friend. It never ends.
Yeah.
It never ends. But I mean, physically, your mind might want to say like, oh, I got to do all this stuff. I want to do it. But physically, you got to rest, man. You got to give your body some rest.
Yeah, I'm 44 years old now, so been through the ringer a bit, and my body's never been in the best shape of normal people, so I've got some pains and aches and all of that along the road.
You're at that age where that shit starts coming in. I speak from experience. But I still believe too that I always tell Julie, the 50s are the new 30s, man. What are you talking about?
So
50.
you're telling me my hair's coming back?
Yeah, you're 25 years old, bro. With all the medicine and
Nah, I'm gonna live long enough. No matter what, I want to reach gray status, full gray.
You'll get there.
And then you're gonna get the wintry black metal phase. You're gonna get all where it's all the white hair.
Gray, right, primo?
It's already coming.
I know it's getting there. Yeah, and I know you won't stop working. I know you're a workhorse, and I know how much you love what you do. I think that your writing and your engineering and all the work that you do with art just keeps you going and keeps you alive and keeps you fresh. So I know you're not going to stop, and I look forward to continuing to see what you put out. You know, I'm always interested in. Before I let you go, I want you to also share about, and the reason that I know about what you're doing is because I'm on your distro list for Bonespill Public Relations. So that was a new endeavor that you started this year. Share a little bit about that, and why did you decide to open that door?
Well, I mean, with my solo music for the last like 6 or 7 years has all been about cutting expenses, because I'm one man and every expense adds up fivefold when it comes to being your own one person in a band that you're trying to promote.
Musician.
Yeah, especially like with Scars of the Flesh, we have 5 members. So when it comes to funding something, it's like, hey, 5 members put in this amount of money, whatever. But when it comes to a solo project, it's like, fuck me, I have to pay for everything.
Right.
So I was paying one of the last expenses that I had not cut out. Like, I learned to do art, I learned to do videos. I
There
learned
you
to do
go.
This, and PR
There you go.
was one of the things.
Was the last one, yeah.
I was paying Clawhammer, and they did a freaking amazing job. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I would gladly work with them again.
Yep.
Which I still might. But this one time, especially since this album was the middleman to Helmbrook 2. Helmbrook 2 is a little more serious in my eyes as to how much I'm going to put into it. So there could be a call to Clawhammer for Helmbrook 2 and be like, help me, please, because this album is just special. But Fall of Heaven, I was like, this is the old me. I'm bringing it back. And I'm doing my best on it. I want to see
the old you, and the new you.
Yes,
combined
it's a
into
good
one.
combination of both mentalities put together.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to give it my best shot and launch my Bonespill PR. And I did the thing. I gave it my best effort. I reached new levels of listeners, monthly listeners on Spotify, new levels of streams. There was some ups and downs, but I'm not fully turning my back on that yet, but it's just I did the thing, and we'll see where it goes from here.
I would say this: don't turn your back on it just yet. Give it some time. Let it fucking saturate in the market.
I just mean more for like other people asking me, because I don't want to make empty promises where somebody's going to pay me and I'll be like, I can get you this and this and this. I'm not that kind of guy.
Promise you yet.
And there's some PR guys out there that will send emails and be like, I know these people, and then they don't get you none of that.
Sure.
So I'm not going to be that guy one way or the other.
Sure.
If you want to work with me on that, I would gladly help, but
also
I would
think-
just make your expectations realistic.
I would also think it depends on what kind of band you are. You know, if you're talking like a fucking heavy ass band like Flux Mortis, yeah, that you're good for them. Mm-hmm. If you're talking for a band, you know that wants to break out and very commercial band, then maybe not. Mm-hmm. But again,
Joe had reached out from Valkyrie, and I did his.
I
press
saw
release.
that. Yeah, Valkyrie. And like I told you downstairs, I'm on your distro, so I see the press releases. And dude, your press releases are totally legit, and they look great. And they come in like every other PR press release that I get from countless of press releases from the East and the West Coast.
The funny thing is, I ended up on some of other people's press release contact list. I have no idea how, but I guess from Bonespill. But I get press release emails from other people. I was like, how the fuck did I get added
all
to
these
this
dude,
list? But
all these
I see them, so I know what they should look like, and for the most part, like I'm giving my perspective on what I receive, and a lot of them do look really good. So it gives me a good starting point.
All these people in the public relations industry, they all communicate with each other, and they all share their lists with each other. So yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me what you just said, because that's what happened with the Robs. I remember once we started working with a few, then everybody had my contact info. And that's cool. That's fine. I want to,
that's kind of what you want.
That's what I want. That's absolutely
and
right.
I didn't ever think it was a bad thing when I started getting some random emails. And I still get somehow a lot of emails from other PR people as well wanting to work with me. I have a whole saved email contact of just people saying, hey, do you have anything you want us to promote? So if I did love working with Clawhammer, and I had reached out to many people around the Plaguebringers album time to try my best to get good PR for that album. And I got ignored for 75% of the reach out emails I got. And that was shitty. But there was some of the bigger ones that gave me a response saying, hey, we're just too busy. We got this client list.
Sure.
And I get that. But at least give me a response when I'm trying to pay you money.
Right.
So these other people have been reaching out to me, so I saved their list just in case. But Clawhammer was my go-to. They did an amazing job.
Yeah.
It always felt money well spent.
Yeah.
But I just don't make enough money to keep spending money. So at the same time, if I can cut the costs, I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I think the Bonespill PR stuff is doing well. It looks good. Just give it some time to gain momentum, my friend. Don't give up on it just yet, And, there'll be people out there who will finally say on a Saturday morning drinking coffee, maybe I should check this out. And not miss out on big interviews.
And then they'll be like, damn, that guy's angry sounding.
Yeah. All right, Bryan. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate talking with you. I always do.
Always a pleasure, Rob.
Any last words, any thank yous, any love that you want to share for people who have been in your corner since the beginning?
I would love to thank my wife mainly because she puts up with a lot.
I love Cassie.
She deals with me being a workaholic and doesn't ever give me shit about it, even though I do it way more than I should. But I like to thank my bandmates and Scars as well, sticking by me, believing in me, and doing tours with me. I'd like to thank everybody who worked with me recently for Bonespill Recordings. Let me make flyers for them. Let me do your album mixes. All you guys are helping me. You're pushing me along. And anybody who also listens to my music, it's all the little things that matter. And none of that goes unappreciated. Every little comment left on YouTube, I see it. Every message sent on Facebook, I see it. Every comment on my post, I see it. So, if you like it, just help me out. That's all I can say. Yeah. And I'm going to just keep going as best I can. You got Return to Helmbrook coming next year.
Oh, I can't wait.
Big Ordeal, Haunting of Helmbrook remixed coming next year. And a new project is in the works where I'm not even playing guitar. Fuck guitar.
And maybe
I'm just going to sing and do drums.
And maybe you might
keyboards.
see Metalogic live next year.
And I want to thank Joe too. Joe's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I had fun doing those Mythologic releases. And
Joe's great, man.
I can't say for sure whether, I'll run down that road again. I feel like I want to, but at the same time,
those songs need to be played live.
Yeah.
I think those songs need to play live, and I didn't want to say this when I interviewed you guys last year for Mythologic, but you brought Joe out of the fucking from the old into the new. You resurrected him in many ways, bro.
And how about that new Valkyrie song?
It was good.
With the drummer of
It
King
was
Diamond.
good. I liked it. It was very good.
Yeah. I was happy to make the video for that song.
So yeah, man, you guys have to do at least one fucking show. Joe, I think Joe deserves that, man.
He does.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
And you can put it together, bro. I know it's gonna be work, and I know it's gonna be work, but I know you can do it, and I'd love to have you do it for me. It would be a special thing, and not to give away too much tonight, okay? But Bryan, thank you so much. I I appreciate you and Cassie coming tonight. We are not yet done because just like Bryan told you, we are going to continue our fun, and Cassie brought some nice gifts, and we are going to partake in a little bit, and we're happy. And my girl's making tacos, so
hell yeah.
Can you smell it? I think we can already smell it. What another historical night. Remember, everyone out there, the man is called Bryan Eckermann. The latest record, it's out already right now. Just came out last month on June 13th. It's called The Fall of Heaven. Be sure to look for it. Download it right now. Jam it. Check it out. You're going to love it. You saw the man only right here on Bob's